Welcome back to episode 2. This time we're actually recording and you will have a VOD, so don't yell at me or Major. So I'm Quirky and we have Curbs, which is that way. We have Major right there, and we are joined by Candle himself, who has created this lovely music. It's really funny. If you guys actually watch, you're pointing in the wrong ways, so it is kind of amusing to me.
It's not pulled up yet.
Yeah, my stream still shows that it's starting soon.
Yeah.
What kind of delay is on this? Jesus.
Probably a 30-second because it won't let me do any more, and I haven't reset it. So we're just.
Yeah.
It did not actually. There it goes.
It didn't actually switch. That makes
It
more
did
sense.
not switch. All
Okay,
right.
so they didn't hear us.
No, they heard us.
They heard
Everything.
us.
They just didn't see
Hey,
us.
we're here.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties sponsored by Corky.
Yay! But there will be a VOD, so I mean, take your technical difficulties and win or lose. Either.
Win or lose.
So, we have a lot to discuss today. We'll be going over quite a few things. I do believe we're going to do an overreaction again today too. So let's get started. First things first, we're going to discuss the Risen play-in that will be streamed later tomorrow. And how is that going, by the way, Major? Since I don't really keep up on that, and you just ignore me for that one.
The team looks really good. Candle plays on it, actually.
We're being streamed. We're being streamed. No one told me.
Candle actually plays on this team as the mid laner for the Master team. It looks really good. We picked up Digi's going to play AD carry now for that team. So the roster is Exodus, basically Cancer, Candle King, Digi, and Perfect Build. As you can imagine, that's some of the best 5 players you could probably get for a Gold League team. Play-ins start tomorrow at 7 o'clock. It's the first team to either win 3 games or lose 2 games, and I think the plan is we're gonna stream it on the TES page. I don't know if it's gonna be casted by me and Curbs ourselves, or if I'm just gonna put it on and we're gonna just jam to Spotify while we do it. We'll see. Got anything to add to that, Candle? You excited for tomorrow?
I don't win stream games, so I guess we're out of the play-ins.
Well, we're replacing Candle with Kirby's. Let's go.
Wait a second, hold on.
I don't win any games, so.
No, the team looks really good, and especially getting Digi. I think the only weak spot is probably in support. Perfect Build is not good.
Ooh.
Shots fired.
Already.
No, the team looks really good. We don't have any weaknesses, so I don't really see any reason for us to get destroyed. So we'll make it through.
Yeah, I'm hyper excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think I've really enjoyed. I try to coach this team, and I've had a really, really good time with it. This is the best of the best, and I'm excited to be part of it.
I'm a sub for that team, by the way.
Yeah, coach is the sub.
Well.
That's all I really got to say about that one.
Yeah, but come check us out tomorrow. It'll be streamed regardless. It might get cut. I mean, I'll be around. I'll cast it on myself if I have to. But.
Yeah, hopefully I can make it there to the stream.
Yeah. Hopefully, ideally, I would love to have a good 30-40 viewers to represent our boys because, they're showing off. It's not just for them; it's for us. It's for us as the Discord. We're going to show that the best competition plays here. And Risen is a Discord that's 4 times the size of us.
Ooh, check it. I've been around longer, but
one of our teams come in and win it. You know what I mean?
That'd
it's gonna feel really good.
That'd be huge for us.
Yeah, that would be huge for us. So please support us. We would really appreciate it.
Alrighty. Next, we're gonna go over patch notes with Curbs. Him and Major want to talk about the patch notes and go over what's going to be changing in League.
10.3. Yep.
10.3.
Yeah, Candle's not allowed in this one. It's just Curbs and Major.
Well, okay, you guys are all, but it says in there, you were an added, okay? I'm following the script a little bit. Deviate. I'm drinking wine for a reason.
Yes,
so
this is my break.
I think we have a link to the patch notes for you guys. We were going to show them on screen.
I will post it as well.
You will post it. Sadly, we weren't able to do that because of the UI and stuff like that. So there's
if you
the
want
patch
to
notes.
follow along.
If you want to follow along, okay?
I think there's one of them.
Curbs is going to name off, talk about the patch, the champion, then Mia Candle and Kristen will discuss why we think that's good, if it dumpsters the champion, if they're good at competitive meta. Obviously, we're not pros, so our opinions may differ from yours. you know. But
And I only play bot lane successfully,
and,
so
yeah, and Kristen's iron, so you know whatever.
Hold on.
Yeah, but really, we're all iron in this
What
server.
did, what did you mean by we're not pros?
Oh, I forgot. We got a StarCraft Pro over here because that translates to League. All right, go ahead, Curbs.
All right, so this is patch 10.3, aka Akali's funeral. But it's fine because
I don't want to
about-
do this anymore.
but they're hot fixing her because Ryan's great. But we do start off with Akali. They absolutely dumpstered her. They made her Q energy cost go up. They changed her W to where it's decaying movement speed, and they changed her R1 to being targeted now. I think these are huge changes. I did see last night that Riot is planning on hot fixing her and Yumi.
I actually think it's posted. Mid-patch updates, top of that.
Oh, okay, so it is posted.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
so
I think
now,
posted.
so on top of that, they did make a micro patch where they're giving her some more E base damage on Shuriken Flip. They are, and this is what I think is actually huge. It was probably going to break her again. They're reverting that gigantic cooldown nerf to her R, so it's going to be back to 120, 90, 60 at max rank. 60 seconds max rank is, I mean, really, really low. Obviously, it was gigantic before, but they're also greatly buffing the base damage on the execution part, the targeted part. Sorry, so it's going from 85, 150, 215 to 125, 225, 325. That's gigantic. It's like 110 extra damage at max rank. I think the targeted is a good change. I think it's something that a lot of people have been wanting for a very long time with her rework. I don't think that, especially with this damage buff and the cooldown, because Akali's, like in pro play, it was used a lot for the safety, but I would say majority of the time it's being used for that engage or that pick. So I don't think that changes a lot, but with this hot fix, I think it'll be interesting because she went down to I think it was like a 37% win rate across the board, overnight from this patch. I think this definitely helps her out a lot. I don't think it brings her back to being absolutely broken because a lot of that safety's gone, but I do think she's not 37% win rate anymore.
Personally, I think Akali is a dumpster fire of a champion, and that shouldn't be in the competitive meta at all. I think she's unbalanceable. I think the nerfs were really good. I think the mid hot fix is kind of bullshit. Like if you're gonna nerf the champion, just nerf the champion. I think the biggest change, ult's targetable though, because if you're good on Akali, you're really good at using your ultimate to escape ganks, and you can't do that anymore.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest personal change. But sure enough, she's not pick ban anymore. She's not, her Q energy cost being upped is insane actually, because she can't just, everybody's laning against Akali and she just Qs you constantly every time you go near the minion wave, and that's super fucking frustrating. So I'm happy.
I do think this hot, like I was saying, I do think this hot fix greatly buffs her in solo queue, but I think their goal of taking her out of, how often she was being in pro play is accomplished. I don't think this, suddenly balances her, but I do think, with this hot fix, she's still probably a menace in pro play, or solo queue, sorry. But we'll have to see.
What do you think, Candle? You're a mid lane connoisseur over here too.
So Akali is my third most played champion. I just find the champion extremely fun, but I also really like all of certainly T's champions.
Oh, so you're one of those guys.
Yeah, I'm awful. I'm a terrible human being, but it's kind of sad to see this, but I see where they're coming from. So the huge things are the Q and the R. The W doesn't mean anything to me, and I don't think the hot fix on E really means anything. Even getting the cooldown back on the execute, I think that's all right. But really, just upping the energy costs to that much on Q means you can't bully as hard, which means your early game is basically back to pre-rework Akali, which is awful. But the big thing is that R being targetable, it makes her less safe, yeah, and it makes her less good at escaping ganks, but it also takes it takes away a lot of the skill expression. Because one of the techs you can do is you go into a brush with a control word in it. You do your first R in place if your enemy's already low. You do your first R basically in place in the brush so that no one sees it. You come out, you do your full combo, and you instantly R2, and no one sees it coming. And that's just. And then there's like other more complicated things like that. But then with the R targeted, not only is it just extremely predictable, like if you're low and she's near you, she's just gonna R you. There's no creativity around it. So I think the champion didn't get super nerfed in terms of like effectiveness. She's just a really good counter pick now, but she's just way less fun, and that's I think the bigger thing.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, like I said, if she plays against, like, it's not just Akali doesn't have bad matchups anymore. Now it's, if Akali plays against a good matchup, it's still a good matchup, but if she plays against a matchup that's not good, she actually gets counterpicked. It's not just, it's Akali, so she doesn't care.
Okay, we're going to skip past Akali because we have been on Akali for like 10 minutes and we still have all the rest of the patch
the biggest thing in the patch.
It is, but we will circle and circle and circle, and you know that.
I mean, the plus side to Akali is that if you pick Annie into Akali, now it's literally impossible for Akali to win.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's actually impossible.
Alright, let's move on to Aphelios.
So, moving on to Aphelios, there was just a small change, but they...
I don't see Aphelios in the patch notes.
Right under Akali.
Yeah.
No, I see Q, sniper rifle, I see the change.
It went from infinite to 18.
But I'm struggling to see why that matters.
Yeah, I think the joke is that this is a nerf that doesn't matter.
Thank you.
Like, he's still busted. Why does he have lifesteal in his chakrams? Why does he ult me and kill everyone?
I mean,
that's the question.
This is one of the times where I agree with Reddit. Very, very few times that I agree with Reddit where it, like, ignoring all the, the readability of, the champion of, what's happening to me, because I struggle immensely with that. The biggest thing is that all of his weapons all are really good. Like, when Aphelios was announced, it was, this big brain, like, it's a, 1v2, I probably need the lifesteal, but it's not that. It's whatever weapon you bring to the fight, you're still a very strong champ. Like, you don't have to, like, you don't have to pick, like,
you don't have to min max.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to min max, like, where that's what everybody thought when he was released, and it's not the case. Like, it doesn't matter what he brings, like, he's still very strong with each individual weapon.
And I think that's okay from like a balancing, because basically if it was all like, each weapon is like only good in specific situations, then you run into like a Zir where the scale cap is extremely high. But Aphelios, I genuinely believe this is certainly T, I guess, technically worked on him, but I think this champion was a goddamn mistake.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's too good in, like you said, he's too good in every situation. But like the bigger thing, right? Like you say, readability aside, that's the biggest thing for me.
Right.
If he ults me, I know I'm taking 200 to like 600 damage just straight off the bat, depending on how much AD he has, right? I have no idea what's gonna happen after that.
Right.
Nope, no idea.
But the thing with Aphelios right now that I believe is you might as well throw him in the, Akali Azir, Callista tier where, any meaningful nerf is going to dumpster him. Like, this is simply, his numbers are either going to be too high or low. Like, I don't think, unless there's a gigantic rework on, how his weapons work and trying to push him towards that high skill cap min-max, which would be terrible in the first place. I don't think he's balanceable like this.
Yeah. I think Akali's way easier to balance than Aphelios, and that's the problem.
That's a very big problem. But yeah.
All right, going down to Azir, I will say this: just looking at that, it will definitely make Jet Gorilla happy. Just saying that.
Any Azir buffs make Jet happy. So.
Yeah.
These are very small buffs. I don't.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I got obliterated by an Azir yesterday. Major was there.
Well, I mean, it increased the wall length and the mana.
No, Azir's back in the meta. That's all he needed.
I don't think these are meaningful.
Also, if you actually look at R, right, for Azir R, now, it actually is half of mid lane.
Yes,
So
Doom.
like,
At the
it
end
really,
of it,
really
we
does
do.
give you a really nice. It makes Shurima shuffling way easier. So like, I
Yeah.
think the buffs aren't terrible. I do think he's going to be really strong in pro play with like a Kali nerfs, etc. like that. I just think he's already kind of getting picked, and now you got buffs. You know what I mean?
Hell,
Next
man,
thing you know,
we're going back to a Zero Corky.
because we got Corky buffs right underneath this motherfucker.
Aphelios and Zero Corky camp.
Hooray.
Actually speaking, going down to Corky, which every time I hear this freaking name, I think somebody's calling me, so...
He gets more DPS for some fucking reason.
Yeah, I didn't think this was necessary, but I also don't
all.
think So I think with the existence of Zoe, because I think Zoe's pretty good in a Corki. That's just my personal experience. I think with just Zoe existing, the Corki buffs are nice, but it's not gonna make Corki like you either pick this or something else, like it was in like I think season 9 or season 8. So I'm okay with this. I'm chill.
I
don't
actually
it
don't
was
think these
necessary.
buffs matter. Like, I think Corky does need a little help because he doesn't get played at all right now. But like, this isn't the place to buff him at, and I think
Right.
this actually might make him broken in pro play.
Like
Because-
yeah,
because coordinate is really matters. Like, that damage is actually super high on package, and pros are really good at using package and coordinating around it. And I can't wait to see 5-man Corky dive spot lane. You know what I mean? At 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's gonna break him in pro play. All right, what are we on, Diana?
Diana,
It
base
doesn't matter.
mana decreased,
It doesn't matter.
and
I
her
think the-
orb damage decreased.
I can
I
tell
actually-
you right now, this doesn't matter.
I think the mana nerf is kind of huge.
Yeah, I think the Banner nerf's actually huge because a lot of Dianas I play against, and I know Kirby doesn't play against Diana because it's the Banner every single
I
game.
haven't played against a Diana mid lane yet since
He
you got
doesn't deny it, though. That's the great
He
part
doesn't
about
deny it.
that.
I think the Dianas I play just want to spam Q you until they get you to a decent amount of health, and then they just all in you at 3.
like Echo.
So
375 mana, you can't do that anymore. So,
I guess, but so I watch a lot of Dianas, and yeah, you want to spam Q until they get low enough, but especially against mages, you QE auto attack a couple times, put your W in there, I guess. E again, they're pretty low, and basically you just need a Q and E and you finish.
and
Right,
honestly,
You don't need that.
the
It
nerf
doesn't
to
matter.
W, I don't even understand why that's there. Like, that's such a bullshit nerf. That's not even a nerf.
Yeah, especially like because you're not getting your damage from the orbs. No one gets their damage from the
You
orbs.
don't use that for
But
that.
I think the main thing now is like, all right, so Diana before 10.3 is she spams Q and you dodge several of them, and that's fine. But the one she does hit, she does unleashes her combo and E's twice, and like you're chunked or you're dead. Whereas now, like, hey, if you dodge a few Qs, like you have a chance to fight back in that.
Yeah, but
that's why I
Monoflow
think
went.
it's big.
Monoflow.
I mean, yeah, you can argue,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, like she had those wounds before. But this mana nerf is relative. I think it's relatively significant to where you have those windows of counterplay where you dodge a few Qs, like maybe you die.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. All right, so we got.
I don't think it's gigantic or
Yeah.
anything, but it helps.
On,
But, yeah.
on to Echo with a passive monster stack damage decrease.
Thank
Yay.
the Lord.
They're taking him out of jungle. Thank you. man.
Thank
Yeah,
the
but he's
Lord.
still in mid lane. Oh, but he's still in mid lane,
That's
and
fine.
really, that's all
That's
that matters.
I would
But-
rather play against mid lane Echo than jungle
Yeah.
Echo any day of the week.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, listen, Echo didn't get nerfed in the mid lane. That's all I need. I can sleep at night.
Jungle Echo is just
I'm so sick of jungle.
wrong for
Echo.
too long. It's just
Yeah.
been too long. It's time to nerf
Thank
that.
you, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
thank you for that one, right?
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, sure.
So,
Sure.
Ezreal buffs. See this
Ezreal
here?
buffs, my favorite time of the year.
See, but it's like it's the same thing. It's the same thing with the Aphelios, like what you guys were talking about, right? Like I see the Ezreal section there, but I don't see anything written.
Yeah, like
Nothing's
it's
there.
better. Like,
I mean, at the end of the day, like Ezreal's not meta. I don't think this brings him meta, but I think he'll still get picked in pro play just because he's Ezreal. Like I don't think he's pick or ban or anything, but you'll
Unless
still
your
see.
name is Ven, I don't
All
think
right,
you're picking
first
this.
first off, we're not going to talk about that.
so
Depends
I
on-
agree. I think with later in the patch you'll read too. Aphelios nerf doesn't really matter. MF nerf's pretty good. Senna nerf's huge in my opinion, but we'll get to that. So
Yeah.
I think Ezreal will start to come
Such
back
money
just because
bucks.
you're just don't even get me going on those. Just because of the fact your meta 80 carries are starting to get knocked down the tier list.
Yeah.
So I think Ezreal will be good. The thing that does bug me is these buffs aren't good enough that it actually matters in like a solo queue aspect. And what
No.
bugs me the most about this is I really don't look forward to seeing all my Silver 2 Ezreal main.
Your
Yeah.
last stream game just had an Ezreal pop off.
I played Nautilus. Sammy, if you're watching stream right now, I just got done playing Nautilus support. However, I don't understand how you're not plat playing that broken ass champion, because that shit was the easiest shit I've ever played in my life.
I don't think. I mean, the Galio. Yeah, Galio.
Oh, the Galio nerfs are beautiful. They're actually amazing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like the Galio buffs.
Like, he feels so good.
Does it? I'm looking at this and I'm like, Galio's still a shit champion.
He feels good, man. That extra
Yeah.
half a second, and then the extra, it does 4 ticks instead of 3 ticks. You got to think each
feels
tick's 300 damage. You know what I mean? It feels pretty good late game.
We've actually
Fantastic.
seen a couple Galios do decent.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Tell me
The
more while
Leon.
you're trying to slow walk to me, trying to taunt my ass when I'm like 2 feet when I'm like
His
3
E
feet away
dash
from
is
you.
still far and fast. Like ever
I
since
guess.
they buffed his dash.
Well, you know,
But
let's
the
talk-
Leona nerfs are
Yeah, the Leona nerf.
fucking useless. Like this is not where you nerf that god awful champ. Like I've
Yeah.
never saw her W or E, get hit by her E or watch her W pop and think, holy shit, like nerf that damage.
To be fair, W with the aftershock is disgusting amount of damage, and I want to hear it. Like
Thank
W
you,
with
perfect.
aftershock, oh my
I
god.
will agree her damage was kind of high, but they only nerfed it 10 points. So that's
Yeah, no, this ain't enough. This is.
This
Leon's
isn't what makes Leona strong. What makes Leona strong is she's
When
so
they nerf her
tanky with
cooldowns.
Yeah.
Like
she's so tanky with aftershock. She has so much CC, and by the time you get out of the CC chain, guess what? She has a
You're
cooldown.
back in.
remember they
To be
took
back in there.
like it's been a few months, but they took several seconds off her E for the mid game team fights, and she's been super fucking strong since then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's been strong ever since. I agree. This is not where you nerf Leona. If you want to get rid of Leona, this is not how you do it. And
Yeah.
I am a little confused by the nerfs here because I don't see Nautilus nerfs.
Right.
So
Nautilus
why
has
are we
been strong
nerfing Leona,
Forever. Yeah.
but we're not nerfing Nautilus?
He's escaped nerfs for a long time.
Yeah, and it just blows my mind that he's a
Degeneracy,
still.
about right?
Yeah.
Degeneracy. But it's all right. Misfortune. They're
Irrelevant.
relevant. Like
Yeah, that's
she's still strong.
Yeah.
Rumble, base stats rounded, and small change to his shield.
That actually might be a big nerf for pro play. Because
Right.
Rumble Mid's very popular. and
Yeah,
with the
support.
W
He's
nerf-
gonna play support. He's gonna play everywhere. Right
Yeah,
now.
with the W nerf, I actually think that it could
Yes,
actually
perfect,
be
yes, we
a
are.
good pro play nerf.
Hey,
All right,
hey,
let me get this
hey,
Sajawati
perfect.
one
Hold on.
started.
Hold on,
Give me the
perfect.
Sajawati nerf.
I'm iron.
I'm sorry, Marco. You cannot purchase my shirt. All right.
Can I
let's
purchase
see.
a shirt?
Chad's stripping stream. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, so give me these Sajawati buffs. Come on, give them to me, Herbs.
Bonus attack speed at level 1. Bang.
10%. Mind you, Sejuani already takes 10% attack speed in her ruins. And if you're good on Sejuani, you take Alacrity also. Legend Alacrity.
Getting those spicy E's.
Cool, I get to have Sejuani's in my game and they're just gonna miss ult all the time. Fantastic. I'm excited.
Don't tell Smithy.
I actually think, personally, me and Curbs have really discussed this a lot because we both tabble in the jungle. Sejuani was just out of pro play meta. Like,
Yeah.
barely out of pro play meta. Like, she could have been played. Like, there's just a couple champions that are better than her.
A couple.
Sejuani, the queen of the jungle again, I think. Especially in competitive 5 scenario. She's strong. There's jungle buffs later in the patch you read. So, like, even if you do invade her, which is what she's weak on, she just goes and gets her other camps and she doesn't give a fuck.
Counter argument.
What counter argument?
Olaf, Warwick, Jarvan, Elise. I
You
guess
just
not
don't
that
fight
good
them.
anymore.
You just don't fight them. They come into
But
your
they
jungle.
do,
you
they
just-
do so much more.
I don't think so. I actually think late game I take Sejuani, especially in pro play. Like, we're talking
Yeah.
competitive pro play.
Fair,
Like,
okay.
I think Sejuani's going to be
Even in
busted.
solo queue, I've played a Sejuani, you played a Sejuani. It feels really good right
Yeah,
now.
I don't-
Sejuani player
I don't-
feels good right now.
It feels good, but I don't think Sejuani, like in our elo, I don't think Sejuani is gonna come back to the Queen of the Jungle. Because I think Warwick, I guess kind of. Well, no, Warwick, Olaf, and I guess Elise. No, Warwick, Olaf, Jarvan, and I guess maybe Elise, but that's debatable. Just offers.
It just
so
depends on
much
how late
more.
the games go to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
the
also
problem in solo queue. The problem in solo queue, people don't know how to close out games, so the
Yeah.
games go really long. And
Yeah.
like, I would take Sejuani over every one of those champions you just named off at.
That's fair.
At 3+ items, 4
yeah,
items.
you know what I mean? Like, All right, so Senna, these are actually good nerfs, in my opinion.
My thing is I think she still gets played in pro play, like on this patch as an ADC.
No.
I think we'll still see her.
At least, but it's
I don't think she's pick ban anymore. I don't think
Yeah,
she's
she's not.
guaranteed Senna every goddamn.
Who are you? Yeah, I don't think she's 100% pick ban with her and Aphelios, but who, like, Aphelios still gets played. This nerf was meaningless.
Caitlyn.
Who
Zaya,
Caitlyn,
Kai'Sa,
Zaya.
Kai'Sa.
I could see Kai'Sa. I think Kai'Sa still has a lot of weaknesses, but Caitlyn.
I mean, yeah, maybe Caitlyn's getting played now, but like I just don't think it changes much. Like, yeah,
I just think the reason you pick Senna in pro play is because she outranges all your AD carries and she can safely do poke damage. Like, you don't pick Senna to burst the tank,
but that doesn't
happen like that.
Yeah.
But her range should actually change a lot because she gets range off her little miss
Right.
things. But she still brings a ton of utility.
Yeah.
Right.
But I
And
do think it moves Caitlyn
A
above
global
her.
form.
I do think it moves Caitlyn above her in like pro play meta.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I can't say for sure one way or the other. Obviously, she's gonna, get stacks at a lesser pace, but like the utility she brings, I mean, her whatever button her invisibility for the whole team is still gigantic utility for pro play. Her ult is gigantic. Like, that's why Surviving Top's getting picked. Global presence. Like,
Yeah, but then you still get
She still
get
has
that.
all the-
top
You still get that as a support, right? And like I'm glad they're not like actually doing anything
The
with that.
problem
But
with-
just as an AD carry, she's way too strong as an AD carry, and I think this actually kind of fixes it a little bit.
And actually, the problem I actually do have with this is I actually don't think she gets played support still, because guess what? You
I
have
don't
things
think
like
so,
Leona and Nautilus.
you're not.
Yeah.
You're not.
yeah,
choosing to
no, you
pro
don't pick.
play.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely correct.
Tom Kench, like shit like that.
Until
like,
you
you're not.
nerf those
Not Tom Kench.
champions, like I
Tom
just don't.
Kench gets played all the time in pro play.
Yeah, but that's because pro
Unfortunately.
play is different, you know.
Well, that's what I'm.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Alright.
Set nerfs.
Oh, yes, Set. Let's talk about Set.
I need this,
I don't-
but at the same
the
time,
problem- The problem is the shield. The problem is the
Yeah.
ridiculous shield. Like, he
shield.
builds bonus health, and the shield is ridiculous. Like,
Yeah, I
the
agree.
base damage hurts
Set-
a little bit, but it's shield that like.
Set is one of the only champions I've ever seen that gets rewarded for taking bad trades.
yeah,
Right. And I
Like,
mean,
That's
he
a
could.
terrible balancing.
I've seen
issue.
sets stay alive longer than like Horns and Scions and Malphites and shit just because of the pseudo taking. Like, it's an insane shield. Like, all this bonus health you're getting. You can potentially get a 1,500 damage shield on a at late game. It's 12 seconds base now, but all the CDRs in the game now. Like, he's getting a 1,500 shield potentially every
8 seconds.
7
Well,
8 seconds.
Here's the thing. Me and Pop Tart can talk about Set all day long.
I actually don't mind his kit besides the shield. Like, his
I
sustain's
I
a
think
little
it's been
obnoxious,
good from day
I will
one.
admit,
It's a shield.
but I think he is very kiteable. The problem is, I think that shield is too strong.
Right.
Like, he flashes in the middle of you. It's like, oh, you just blew him up. Oh, guess what? He gets 3
Yeah,
bursts
you
off
did.
that.
He's
So
too
that's-
kiteable, but he's got movement speed steroid, obviously flash, but that's only up. But like, he comes from a flankless, his Q activated and then ults into your backline, or even from the front, like they engage and you ult their engage into their backline, and now you got your E that's pretty much a guaranteed stun in a team fight, and then a 4 billion shield was the damage that it does, like, and
So
then
my-
you can shield again.
Yeah.
6 7 seconds later. I think the shield just needs to, or not.
I think you
necessarily-
need to half the shield. I honestly think that.
Like,
I-
it's like half of his freaking health, like, it's a big ass shield.
What do
Yeah.
you think, Candle? Before
So-
we move on to Sona.
my huge issue with
Yeah,
Set. My huge issue with Set is his entire grit system, because I think grit is whatever
Right.
Set's passive thing is called or whatever.
Yeah, great.
It's, grit. So, yeah, I think that's probably like we want to talk about
Yeah.
Zoe being removed. We want to talk about Akali being removed. I think that's the worst thing for League of Legends, because it's basically like, because I play a lot of burst champions, right? So he gets the shield, fine, whatever. Like, I have basically an 8-second window where I can't do, or there's an 8-second window where he can't do something, or however long the cooldown is, right? Problem is, if I put all my burst in, right, no matter what, as long as he hasn't used W yet,
You're not kidding.
I can put all of my burst in him, and he's going to send it right back and then some.
Right.
So I'm not,
With potential for true damage.
yeah. So I'm being punished for trying to do my job,
Right.
and he's getting rewarded for being like not outplayed, but for losing
Being
the
out of
fight.
position.
Yeah.
Right.
And at that
Which-
point, it's like this isn't fun.
To an extent, I think that's fine if, like you said, you're nerfing the grit system basically. Like, that's a fine mechanic, but it is way overtuned to where it feels bad to auto attack or cast abilities on the set.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fair.
like, I think it's
Yeah.
a fine mechanic, but it's way too strong right now,
Yeah,
especially
I just think
especially with his
you shouldn't-
itemization.
You shouldn't reward people for making bad decisions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the completely doesn't make sense for the game.
Yeah.
All right, so where are we at? Sona.
Sona! Fine!
Does this even matter? Like, why? Like, I don't get
Actually,
it.
from what I understand, and this is where I can actually chime in because this is like my most played character, other than
Yo, watch out,
Morgana.
guys! Watch out, guys!
Shut
Iron
up!
Sona One Trick, tell us your
Shut
secrets.
up! I actually heard they're nerfing her speed again after this too in the next patch. Like they just made her very fast, and they're supposed to be nerfing her again later.
They already
I
kicked
heard-
her into the ground, though.
I heard rumors that it's getting played top lane in Korea, like Soraka.
Yeah,
Yes.
Soraka and Sona top
But-
lane.
The whole point of Soraka is like the global presence, like to be able to affect. Because obviously you don't pick Soraka to win the lane, you don't pick Sona to win the lane. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like,
Yeah, but you
auto
picked them.
comp.
You picked them sort of to. There's another pick in mid lane that did like the same thing. It's kind of like Lulu mid, right? Where you're not there to win, you're not there to lose. You're there to just basically stall and then just be a second. So you're playing a
Right.
secondary support. So now your
Yeah.
team.
You're there to be as annoying as physically
But-
possible.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
imagine your team has Leona, Soraka top, and Senna. You're not dying.
Bro,
No one on your
Soraka
team is
top-
dying ever.
Soraka top and Senna makes sense because they can affect the game the second they hit 6, and in a solo lane is a lot quicker than in the support lane where they're used to be
Right.
played. Like,
Yeah.
the whole point is like, yeah, you could take Lulu
So-
mid, but I could also take Soraka mid and press R at level 6 and instantly turn that 4-man dive bot around or whatever, and Senna
Yeah.
can do the same thing. But like Sona and Lulu don't bring that. I feel like
Right.
it's strong into like.
I think that's
And
Sona-
this is how I will
I
make
don't think
top
this is a
lane.
relevant nerf.
I think the Sona nerf's stupid. I don't see
Yeah.
her played enough as it is. I don't think her win rate's that good in support because there's this
Yeah.
thing called Leona.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean?
Sona's really bad right now.
Yeah, I think this is a terrible buff. It doesn't even make
Yeah.
any sense.
A debuff, but yeah. But this is how I'm gonna go top lane, guys. This is it. This is how I'm gonna do it.
Ooh, okay, all right.
Okay,
What do you
so
want?
So
Iron.
Yumi, shut up. It's only I'm iron because I can't play. Honestly, if you look at my games, when's the last time I played? Like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
So-
true that. We got to get you playing.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about these Yumi things.
Yumi got gutted, but she was also in that Akali hotfix.
Yeah, didn't she get buffed? Well, didn't she get like really hard buffed last patch too?
Yumi's another mess of a champion to balance, but in the hotfix that just came out, they upped her base damage on the Q and the base damage on the empowered Q, and they upped the heal on the Zoomies on her E, which was relatively significant. I mean, not a
Yeah.
ton, but for such a spammable spell, going from it's a late game buff. Early, they didn't buff it at all, but going from 190 to 210, at max rank on such a spammable spell, like, it sounds little, but I mean, it's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of extra healing. Is a lot. I mean, it already gives a massive amount of move speed. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think this breaks her or anything, but I don't. I think it brings her back from
Hello,
being
William.
destroyed
Yeah.
from
That's
the
what-
nerf that they gave her.
Yeah, that's why I'm actually really like, because Yumi's a fun champion. At least in my opinion, Yumi's a fun champion to watch because like, the effectiveness of Yumi basically relies not only on the Yumi but both players. So Yumi's very interesting to watch. When it's picked in my solo queue games, I just have to dodge because that's not gonna go well. But like, in pro play, I love watching Yumi players Yumi whatever bot lane.
Really interesting.
My
and-
problem with Yumi is it's literally just, W to your strongest champion, and now it's a 5v4 essentially, but, one of the champions is really strong. Like, the whole Garen thing was like, Garen's just a monster when it was Garen Yumi bot lane because, you have
Yeah.
the spammable heal, you have perma slows basically, you have a team fighting, AoE root, I mean,
so that I think is a little bit ridiculous, but like even the team fights, like, oh, do I go in the tank and give him like extra engage power? Well, that means I might have to sacrifice my AD getting blown up before I can hop to them.
right.
But like, do I stay on my AD? Well, then that means like we might not be able to get the engage that we want. It's just a lot of interesting choices.
So jungle camps. I'm gonna talk a lot about this one just because I've actually been doing a lot of research on this one.
We
This
are
is-
41 minutes in.
Yeah, we knew this was gonna happen though.
Yeah.
This was gonna take up everything almost. So jungle, we'll keep this one really short. Jungle camp, basically, jungle was the most broken role in League of Legends. I don't think anyone here will argue that, right?
Top lane. When my top lane picks like Scion, I'm just all like, oh shit, game's over. We won.
Okay, but I'm saying jungle impacts the map. They nerfed it by a shit ton, so they reverted half of the nerf, basically.
Right.
Jungle feels better. I think me and Curbs will
I
both
agree.
agree to that. I do think jungle isn't broken now. I think it feels actually decently balanced. Jungle mains will disagree because they're jungle mains. They're always going to disagree when it comes to that. But I think it's balanced. I actually don't have a problem with the jungle at the moment. And then what we got? VFX updates for Annie makes Candle happy.
No. No. Because
Yes?
I think the effects were okay. They're outdated 100%, and the new effects look really good if you're
Mhm.
using Annie, Panda Annie, Hextech Annie, Super Galaxy Annie, Annie in Wonderland, Frostfire, and whatever. And there was like another one, and Franken-Tibbers. Every other skin is pretty much dog shit. But the one problem with Annie that I want them to fix, they need a new model because Annie looks a goddamn goblin child, and I hate it.
All right,
only
I could
good
argue
80
that one.
So-
Goblin.
Every
child.
time I see her, I'm gonna think Goblin Child now.
The only 3 skins where she looks decent, right? And I use Frostfire. I'm gonna put but that's not even one of them. Hextech, Super Galaxy, Annie Wonderland. Why? 3 newest. God fucking Annie looks ugly.
Short of that, I don't really think anything else really matters. The skins look nice. The Yumi skin looks like something Kristen would buy. I mean, Corky would buy.
Wait. There's a new one?
Scroll all the way down.
Heartseeker.
The cat one.
Oh my god. I still need to buy Yumi. I still don't have her.
We forgot the ARAM changes, guys.
Yeah, we are not talking about
Not
that. We're already 40.
I love True Damage Center. Glad they got a
Yeah,
prestige.
True Damage Center is really
I
great.
don't play Center, but True
I
Damage
hate
Center
the
looks
prestige
phenomenal.
system in general, so just
Does
I do too.
anyone
I don't have any
have
prestige skins.
last comments about patch notes before we move on?
Prestige is
you,
a dumb
Riot.
Prestige is a dumb
First
system. Zoe,
Good patch, Riot. That's what I got for you. Actual good patch for once. I actually think a lot of your changes made sense.
Akali's gone.
Thanks.
I don't know
for
why you
the
didn't
good
hit
vibe.
Nautilus. I don't know why you didn't hit Nautilus. I don't know why you didn't freaking dumpster Aphelios, but good patch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Last thoughts. Hold on. Last thoughts.
Okay.
Prestige is a dumb system. Zoe is the greatest champion ever made. Remove Malzahar. That's it.
Rotten
Right.
helicopter is what I got. Thank you. I agree with that.
Fuck
All
you,
right, so
Macaulay.
what's
Alright.
the next segment, Corky?
So the next segment, holy shit, maybe I have had too much wine, is overreaction.
Ooh.
So
All right, Candle.
so here's the thing. I'll ask the questions, and each one of you will go in order and give me your opinion.
Wait, what's the order?
What's
How
the-
it works, too, Candle, is you're deciding these are wild questions, and it's either this is an overreaction or this is not an overreaction. Is how this
Alright.
works. Okay.
Okay.
What's the order?
We'll let since Candle is our guest today, he will go first, and then
Try to keep them.
Well, I gotta go
kind
first.
yeah.
Hold on. Let me pull up the rosters. Because I actually don't know
Alright.
them off the top of my head.
Well, I'll
Alright,
ask
these-
you. All right,
This
you
is
ready?
these questions are going to be TES oriented, most of them, seeing as we do start Sunday. So, go ahead, Kristen.
All
I mean,
right.
Corky.
First one. First one. Baka preschool goes undefeated.
So is this like an overreaction, non-reaction?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or not an overreaction. Like, not an overreaction means you think they could go undefeated. Overreaction
Okay.
thinks you don't. They don't.
Looking at all the teams, because it's hard. So I'm gonna say underreaction,
Not. So you're going to say not an overreaction?
not an overreaction. I can totally see a world where Flan gets 3 pentakills a game, but
Alright.
with the
But-
caveat that
Is
I
Flame-
don't see them dropping more than 2 games. Honestly, like I think maybe the admin team and maybe Syndicate Esports T2 take
Right.
a game off of them, but
All right, Curbs, your face. I want you to go next because
Yeah,
that
we gotta
face,
get Curbs in
that
here.
face.
The admin team take the game off Baka. I could take Flant's spot in the admin team to take a game off Baka. Not an overreaction at all.
I'm gonna say overreaction. The reason I say overreaction has nothing
because
to do
you're
with
on the
my
admin team.
Nope, that's not why. Because of the fact we have never had a team in TES history go undefeated.
Okay.
Rum
And
Revolution.
that's why. Rome Revolution did not go undefeated, they lost in playoffs.
Mhm.
So you're saying all the way
undefeated
through.
for the entire.
Yeah,
for the
all
entire-
year, not losing a series. I think
they'll
sooner
drop
or
games
later
in the playoffs,
you mess around. One of your players can't make a week. You know what I mean? Somebody comes out with some really good cheese strategy. You know what I mean? Like I think going undefeated is that hard.
I think they could. I think they could have to put a sub in and still be fun
All
in
right.
a series.
I think if any team is gonna go undefeated, it's Baka Preschool. Not even close.
Okay.
No.
Baka Preschool.
Number 2.
Okay.
Syndicate doesn't win Plat League.
Ooh.
Wait, please tell me Perfect's not watching.
Perfect's definitely watching. So the reason this is a question is: do you think it's an overreaction, as in their Syndicate 100% wins Plat League, or it's not an overreaction that you think they could actually not win the league?
I want to say it is an underreaction because I can see Baka Oni-chan actually beating them.
Absolutely.
Knowing the players on that
Oh,
team,
perfect.
I think knowing the players on that team, right? I think because I won't leak too much because spoiler alert, I'm a sub for that team. At any time they play me, it's automatically going to be a loss. I think the only two like not even consistent, the only two like constantly working pieces of that team are Latona and Perfect, right? And the other three, they're good, they're really good, but I feel like they're just like mental wise, it could be a little bit hard. So I can definitely see them not winning. And then Baka's already played with each other before, so they've been through this situation. So I feel like they're just stronger, even with Lisk being inconsistent.
Okay. What do you think, Curbs?
Everybody knows how I feel about Baka, especially with last week's episode and the power rankings. I think it's not an overreaction. I don't think. I'm not saying Syndicate can't win it all. I think a lot of Perfect. I think Perfect's great, but like you said, Baka's still Baka from last year. It's still the runner-up team. They are still a really strong team, and they can absolutely give Syndicate a run for their money.
I'm gonna say overreaction. I think Syndicate Esports is the favorite to win Plat League? Yes. Am I very high on Perfect and Zerobi? Of course I am. Do I think it's guaranteed? Do I think it's like a sure cut, nobody challenges it? No, I don't think that. And I hope Perfect watches this and Perfect really understands where I'm coming from too, because nothing's guaranteed. If they keep on putting in the amount of work they're putting in now and they keep their mental good, there's a good chance. But we've seen Zerobi play in All-Stars. We've seen Zerobi rage. We've seen Perfect have rough games. We've seen, who's playing top lane for them?
Latona.
Is it Latona? Because it seems
Latona's
to change
good.
every week.
It's Latona. Latona's
So-
very good.
That's the biggest question I have for that too. And then there's this team. Then X-Force is good. Like the team I rank 2 in the power rankings. Like don't sleep on them. Like they're good. Like there's a good chance Syndicate doesn't win the league. Do I think they're still my favorites to win the league? Of course I do. But is it a gimme? Hell no.
Alrighty. Going on to the next one. A lottery team makes the playoffs.
Ooh, this is meant for Gold League because Plat League does not have lottery.
Okay, cool. So, do we know who the lottery teams are? I'm assuming it's like
It's Notes' team, which Kraken and them.
it's Notes.
It's the RKZ Gold team.
Okay.
It is the NTF team.
Okay. So any of these three teams making the playoffs.
Correct.
Mhm.
That is an underreaction because of just plain statistics. Playoffs is top
Playoffs is
6,
six
right?
teams. Correct.
6 teams. Literally just because of statistics. One of these three teams, especially Scrub Kings Gaming, because most of the people on that team have played in DES before. That's not hard. Like outside of like Baka Syndicate, maybe no fun, and we don't get paid. That's literally 14. Literally just by statistics, no underreaction.
So you think that a lottery team does make playoffs?
Yes, just
They
like
have to.
pure
The
odds.
pre-made teams are Unknown Challengers, Baka, that's 2 spots. Admins, Syndicate, that's 4
Yo,
spots.
Unknown Challengers has Sammy 2 slap. They ain't going anywhere.
I actually rated them number 2 on my power rankings.
Which was wild.
Because they have Demandis, and they have Dempsey, and they have Darcy.
I'm still not. I'm not sold on the fact that every pre-made team is gonna make playoffs.
Right. Okay. So you think
It said not every. It just said a lottery
a
team.
lottery team. So that means
Yeah, but that means
every pre-made team but one would make lottery because there's 7 pre-made teams.
there's what?
There would be
Wait.
7. 10 teams all day,
7
3
pre-made.
lottery teams. 10 teams
Yeah,
total.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
doing
three.
10.
So that would mean that every pre-made but
It
one
would mean that
makes it in.
it'd mean that 2 pre-mades don't make it in.
Yeah,
by your
that's
math.
completely logical. That is completely logical.
Okay, what do you think, Curbs?
I agree. I think it's not an overreaction. I think Notes' team will make playoffs. Notes,
You
you
guys
said
are
Kraken.
driving
right?
me to drink.
Yeah. I actually
I think
will
it's a playoff
also
team.
say I will also say not an overreaction. The biggest reason also is the RKZ Gold team looks pretty good. Also, I do think Notice team, Double Cream Gaming, looked really good against the Ambassador team. I think that they look pretty good. They have a lot of TES veterans. I could really see them making the playoffs. I do not know what the new pre-made team is, so I don't know anything about them, so I can't do it. And Syndicate changes the roster a lot. A lot. Most of you know they just absorbed Milk Monkeys yesterday. So, the season starts in 3 days. Let's absorb a team. You know what I mean? So, I will say it is not an overreaction because, and a lottery team has made playoffs every single season in TS.
Alrighty. So the next question. Sammy 2 Slap is the best support in TES.
Candle.
Do I have to ask? Can we move on? Hold on, wait, I gotta roast him, right?
Don't
Fucking-
roast them too hard.
Fucking bringing me back to gold 3-0 LP looking ass. Jesus. Fucking can't even play Nautilus looking ass. Perfect build. Kitty Lexa. Ardina Puzzle, I guess. I've seen him play once.
Well, it's meant for Gold League. Not
Pop-Tart.
Pop-
Pop-Tart. Right? Potato.
David.
Right?
Brer.
Brer. Right?
Rafe.
Right? Hold on, we're not even done yet. Probably Nathan.
So I'm getting from you the Riven 1 trick better support than Sammy 2
Yo,
Slap. So I'm
yo.
gonna get an overreaction.
I'm probably a better support than Sammy 2 Slash.
Alright, so you're saying overreaction.
I love you so much, Sammy, but like...
Let's move on from Candle here, who's dying. Alright, Kirby, what do you think?
Overreaction. That's all I got.
Alright, so I'm gonna say also overreaction. But the reason I say that is just because Sammy is definitely top 3. I actually do think Sammy's top 3. I think that the meta really, really fits him.
But you
Leona,
banned Nautilus.
You banned Nautilus, he's dying.
Ooh.
But
I
you
agree,
can't,
yes, it is.
you can't throw 2 bans on a support.
You ban Nautilus, take Leona, you're done. If you're red side, you play
Any
something.
You can because laning phase is so support oriented that you take it
I want
to
you to-
champion.
He doesn't
Best
play Thresh.
champion, he gets pulled.
My personal preference, I think, I perfectly think that, yeah, overreaction. He'll say he's the best support all the time. That's why the question was asked tonight, and it was meant to be funny. But the point is, I would definitely say I'd give him top 3. Why not?
I'd give him top 5 because I think what in the league or in gold? Just
It would be gold and gold.
Just
That's what I'm saying.
no, because I think Starks, Coconut, I think Brer, Potato, Pop-Tart, and probably another person.
Yeah, this is where we disagree.
Just do so much more for their team. Like Sammy, yeah, you can play Nautilus. Like he can play Nautilus. He's probably the best Nautilus.
Actually, he might be the best Nautilus.
He's probably the best Nautilus in the league, right? But you take that away, every one of those other supports has at least like 5 other picks that they're just fine playing, and I don't think I've seen Sammy demonstrate that he can move away from that Nautilus.
Yeah.
All
So we'll
right.
see. We disagreed on that one, but I agree. Okay, is there any more questions for that, or?
We have one more.
Okay, because I have an added question for that too.
Okay, so
I didn't
Team
put down.
Liquid is the favorite to win NA with Broxham. Broxham.
All right, roll with me, guys. Right?
No.
Overreaction.
You actually don't have them as the favorite to win NA
Because-
now that they got Brox? Okay.
Because, right? If you take a look over there, right? Right? C9? Eh. Evil Geniuses? Eh.
I
Right?
don't think EG's that good. I would
But
take
you
Dig
got-
over you.
I just love EG as a franchise. But my boys TSM. We got broken. We got.
Oh my God, Curbs! Are you gonna be okay over there, Mr. Curbs?
2020's canceled. Cancel it all.
We got Broken Blade, the promising young rookie. We got Dardak, right? This is his last chance, the prodigal jungler of NALCS. We got Bjergsen, probably the second best mid laner because Jensen's really fucking good. We got Kabe. Don't know much about Kabe, gotta admit. We got
Kabe's good.
Biofrost. We got Biofrost, right? And Biofrost is a very nice guy. I just like TSM as a team. Fuck Team Liquid.
I took TSM that I didn't make playoffs, so he's out of his fucking mind. Kirby's?
I'm gonna completely ignore everything Kenny just said. I think it's an overreaction. Good news for Team Liquid fans. Broxa did get his visa approved. This was a big topic of
That is huge.
discussion.
Yeah.
This was a big topic of discussion, and I obviously think this immediately jumps Team Liquid higher as a team in general. This is going to be huge. Charmfire was a dumpster fire. They were still scraping out wins, but they did not look great. Obviously, jungle is super important right now. This is going to be huge. It is going to take several weeks, I think, just to get that. I think by playoffs, they will be looking a lot like your typical Team Liquid would look around playoffs for the past 2 years. However, I think Dignitas looks really good. I think they have a chance. I think FlyQuest is looking pretty damn good right now. No bias, however, I think Cloud9 are looking like the best team right now.
No
It
bias.
remains no bias whatsoever. It remains to be seen how long it takes for Broxa to, kind of fit into the team and for them to build this synergy. But I don't think, I don't think they have the time to, in its current state, I don't think they have enough time to make the adjustments needed to take down current Cloud9. I think this is probably Cloud9's year, unless a major, falling apart happens for Cloud. I think this is Cloud9's season finals to lose, is what I think. So I'm going to go with overreaction.
I'm going to say not an overreaction. I think that...
Of course.
Of course,
Well, I
I'm
mean,
wearing the
you're
Team Liquid
the
jersey.
shirt,
I'm wearing
yeah.
the Team Liquid jersey. I'm going to say not an overreaction. The big reason why I say not an overreaction is that with Broxa, like, they were competitive with Schernfire, who I think is a complete and motherfucking dumpster fire. I think...
That's not the
Hey,
kids-
that's your
not the ki-
one
that's-
swear word for the day. One.
Alright,
they
I think he's a
competitive,
dumpster
though?
fire. I don't
That's-
think he's good.
That's not the kid's fault, though.
Right.
Yeah.
That team's stacked.
I don't
I
think
think-
Team Liquid, I wouldn't really call Team Liquid competitive these past 2 weeks,
They've,
personally.
what, 3 and...
No, they're competitive. They're pretty.
3-1?
They held in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think 3-1, 3-2. I think the only teams they've lost to are two of the better teams in the league.
Yeah.
With the most important role in the league being a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
So that's my personal preference on that. I do think they're still the favorite to win NA. Is it a guarantee they win NA? No. Are they the favorite? Yes.
All right.
All right. I have one overreaction question that's not written down.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Right?
I mean,
Is Thurasian the best player in Plat League still?
Oh, am I still going first?
Yeah. That's a rough one, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to say overreaction because Earl King is literally diamond.
I believe, if I remember correctly, Thracian is Plat 1 already.
Oh,
Plat 2.
well,
Yeah, he's very high.
this Thracian's amazing. Thracian is so good, but like I think Earl King, perfect build.
Yes.
That's
yes.
about it. Those are like the two like. Those come so close. Even Zerobi actually. Zerobi, if his mental actually got together, Honest comes so close to Thracian that it's extremely close. I'm gonna say overreaction just because Thracian,
Imagine.
he's not clear cut the best. I don't think he's clear cut the best anymore.
Okay, Curbs.
I'm gonna have to, by default, go with not an overreaction because I don't know much about King or whatever. But I mean, I know Perfect Build. I've seen Perfect Build played a lot, but I've known Thracian for a little while now, and Thracian's fucking insane at the game. So
Yeah, I played with him in All Stars. This kid is something. This kid is something else. I don't understand where he gets like the knowledge from. His mechanics are solid. He can micro other people, like just all other people while dumpstering his enemy jungle. I don't know how the kid does it, honestly.
Yeah.
Alright.
Personally, I'm going to say not an overreaction. Is he mechanically the best player in the league? Maybe not. He plays the best role, and he's by far the best player at that role. So I'm going to say not an overreaction.
That's fair.
All right. What do you got, Corky?
So we're now going into pick'ems for the week. Sundays games and Mondays. Starting with, and I'm not sure which one because I did not get to the schedule yet. Which one's going to be streamed? You might have to remind me on that.
It should be down there, I think.
are we
well,
doing LCS pick'ems right now? Well,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
LCS
LCS
because these
pick 'em.
are Sunday and Mondays games because this
Yes.
person was originally
So,
scheduled for
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a little wrong.
But I will say this though, I'll start with Sunday's games and go from there. I'm not sure you didn't mark which one is getting streamed for me, so I'm just gonna. It
What do you
will.
mean getting streamed?
I only
Anyway.
wrote down 2 TES games, so those are the streamed ones.
Yeah, we're
Well,
doing
you did
LCS
for
first. They're all
Monday,
streams.
so
Yeah, I did Sunday and Monday's TES game.
okay. So we're streaming 3 on
It-
Sunday.
No, those are LCS games.
These are LCS games.
There's
Yeah.
Professional.
LCS and
That's
then
what I'm
TES
saying.
games. Yeah.
They're all getting streams.
Oh.
But not
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
I skipped
Okay,
ahead.
to
I
touch
skipped
on
ahead.
pick'em.
My bad. Shush.
Yeah.
All
to
right.
touch
Anyway.
on pick'ems, though, I got to go through last week. Last
Yep.
week, your boy Major,
Oh Lord
What's
Jesus.
more your boy Kirby's was 2 and 3, and your girl Kristen, whoever was helping her last week, she kind of went 1 and 4. So you shouldn't talk anymore in chat. All right.
Wait. Who shouldn't talk anymore in chat?
Whoever was helping you last week, because the Twitch chat was helping you pick, and you only went 1 and 4.
No, nobody talked to me, so I just chose the opposite of all of you guys.
Well, people, please help Kristen in Twitch chat.
All right. So LCS Immortals versus 100 Thieves.
Full disclosure, I don't watch too much LCS outside of TSM and probably
I don't
Liquid
watch
games.
any of it.
Yeah. 100 Thieves just because like I think they have the same record, but their team looks not like a group of washed up players that are just trying to get a paycheck, so probably 100 Thieves.
All right. Who you got, Curbs?
I'm going with Immortals.
You gonna take Immortals? Who do you got, Kristen?
I'll hear you first.
I'm gonna go 100 Thieves. I also think 100 Thieves doesn't look that bad. I think Immortals are a little suspect.
I don't
So
know.
100 Thieves like clothing looks so much cooler. They have to win.
Okay.
Just their team's not
Is
good.
anyone in the chat gonna help me pick? Because I don't watch any LCS. I literally spend all my time doing other shit. So tell me right now, the
pick
first
on-
person to
pick 100
type it
Thieves.
in. Nope.
Pick 100
nope,
Thieves.
Nope. Alright, nope. I see a
And
purple
then no one's-
heart.
No one
Nobody-
types it in.
Nobody
type
else.
it in.
Nobody.
You suck.
C9, there it is. All right.
Alright, so I guess I will go with 2 of you chose 100 Thieves, right?
No, we both. Yeah, me and Candle took 100 Thieves. Curbs took Immortals.
Alright, I will take Immortals.
Immortals? Okay. Alright, what's the next game?
The next one is Team What the Fudge?
Dignitas.
Thank you.
Dignitas.
Versus Cloud9.
It's Cloud9,
I
not
will
even
say
close.
Cloud9.
Cloud9, not even
I like
question.
Curbs.
Moving on.
Cloud9.
Cloud9 versus Dig, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
We took
Cloud9.
Cloud9.
All 3 of us
Everybody.
took Cloud9.
I'm gonna take Dig.
I
You
will
are- you're
list.
fucking
I
right.
will do that, Exodus, yes.
I actually, I think you're gonna be surprised. Okay, go ahead. Next game.
FlyQuest versus EG, and I already had Exodus, and let's tell me I need to take FlyQuest. So
FlyQuest is the better team, but I think EG can actually turn it around because I have a lot of faith in their organization. Definitely, so I'm gonna vote EG.
I'm also going to take FlyQuest.
I don't
All
think
right,
he
next
looks
game.
very good right now, and FlyQuest looks really good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Monday's game is Team Liquid versus Golden Guardians.
Golden Guardians, baby. Keep
All
Are
right.
you,
the
are you
fort.
keeping track of these shit?
Yes, I'm keeping track of
the
us
fort.
threes.
I'm
Candles,
play-
I'm just interested.
Golden Guardians. Golden Guardians.
All right, who you got, Curbs?
I'm gonna go with Team Liquid.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Team Liquid. What about you, Kristen?
Since nobody said anything, I'll just take Team Liquid because I
Wow,
actually
we don't
went
have
and
any
saw
fun
them.
Safe pick for sure.
We don't have any fun here.
All right, what's the other Monday game?
CLG versus Immortals.
That's going to be an interesting game.
I do
actually, I think.
CLG. That's all I'm gonna say because I already picked Immortals for one game. I have to
You're going
spam.
to break it up? You're going to take CLG?
Yes.
What do you got, Curbs? This one's a
This
good one.
This Monday night is the night that CLG turns their entire season around. They've had a miserable start. They have looked awful, but this is a really good team. I like this team, despite their terrible start. They just need, Monday night football, Monday night league game, under the lights, get it pumped up. They're going to beat Immortals, who aren't that great, but I think this is what turns the season around. I don't think they're like, Cloud9 or Team Liquid level, but I do think they become a legitimate playoff team by the end of the split. I do have, for some reason, I don't know why, I don't particularly like CLG as an organization, but I do think they will turn it around, and I think this will be the game that they grab a win, and it definitely helps them turn it around. I'm going to go CLG.
I 100% disagree. I think CLG misses playoffs for sure, and are one of the bottom feeders in the league. I take Immortals.
All right.
Candle Immortals too. I'm
Immortals.
assuming. All right, so let's hear what we got. TES right next.
Yes. So we have our two TS streams. So the first one that'll be streamed, I believe, on Sunday is Syndicate versus Baka.
Syndicate.
Ooh.
Not even a question. like Liz took a break from the game. He put in chat he's not gonna be there.
I don't even think Liz is
Right.
going to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Latona is
So,
really good.
I love you, Lisk, but you do realize that if you're not going to be there, it's going to be very quiet.
Not even but I don't think Thrasian the gap between Thrasian and Toast is fairly big. Not saying Toast is bad, Thrasian's just that much better, right? Earl King's gonna just step over Rukia. Zerobi Perfect Build are basically not even slightly above. They're pretty well above Tanjiro and Depression. And then Latona is basically gonna be whoever top laner they have.
Do we know who's subbing top lane?
We don't probably Soft Hugs because that's their registered subs.
Yeah, I think it's Soft Hugs. I do not know who that is though.
But Syndicate, I would be very surprised if Syndicate doesn't win.
All right, Corky, what do you think?
I'm gonna just go with Syndicate because I know more of the players. I talk to more of the players on Syndicate. I know that's slightly biased. I'm sorry. It's what I base it on. I don't keep up with anything. I'm really bad at keeping up with stuff. I just make shit look pretty and I get the thing rolling.
What do you think, Curbs?
I
No
think.
risk. This makes it hard.
I know, no risk. I think Syndicate is a very good team, is what I think.
They need a new support.
Perfect.
I think Syndicate's a great team. I think a lot about Perfect. I think he's a great person. I think he's a great player.
Yeah.
I do think Syndicate is overhyped. I'm not saying they're a bad team by any means. I think they are potential, they easily have potential to win it all, but I do think they get a lot of hype. And without Lisk, I love Lisk to death, but that's not their strongest on the team. So I think Baka. I think Baka comes into this game with something to prove with all this hype around Syndicate, and I think Baka wins.
I want to heavily disagree because I played against them in the finals last what am I thinking? Last season, right? If Thrasian's the best player on that team, Lisk is by far the second best player on that team.
Oh, I agree.
Without List,
dude.
they lose so much power.
I'm not saying Lisk is the worst player on that team. I think a
Well,
lot
yeah,
of
but I just without List, they lose so much of that.
And
power.
it's not even just that. The big question is how
Aw, Lesk, you're low.
much comms does Lisk do in chat? Is the big question too.
Oh.
Like when you lose a starter who communicates probably, you know what I mean? That actually does make it interesting. I will also take Syndicate. I'm sorry, Thracian. I think you're the best player in Plat League, but without your starting top laner, I don't know who your other person is. Sorry.
I mean,
Fair.
All right, so what's the Gladiator League match?
Baka Preschool versus Not Greedy Corporation.
Not even close.
Not even close. Baka preschool.
Yeah, I think I also take Baka Preschool.
Yeah.
How are you silent, Lisk? You talk all the time. I swear to God, I could scroll up once and I'll see your
Maybe
name
in
2 to 3
comms.
times.
The
Maybe
Baka community of teams goes undefeated this week.
All right, what do you got,
BS.
Corky? You got Baka Preschool? Or you
Yeah,
got,
that's fine. I'll take Baka Preschool because I like their logo. It looks really super cute.
Flan is just
Flan is
so
not
good.
Plan's not.
Oh, he's not?
playing this. No,
Oh, what
he
is it,
cannot
C-
play because of school.
Is it Siu no Taco?
I think it's Taco.
Doesn't matter.
I still think Taco's good. Yeah, I
Taco's
I
still really
don't know
good.
enough about this team. This is the new team that got brought in this week to replace Mill Monkeys. I don't know anything about them.
Yeah.
So, that was it for the plays, though. I do want to open up because I do know we have quite a few viewers going on right now. A lot of talk in chat we have been having. So, if you have questions, I know earlier we were asked that. We are opening it up right now to any questions in chat. I have that going. Lisk, I call BS on that because you just talk so much in Discord. I swear I will see it all the time.
Lisk is the lifeblood of TES Discord.
It is.
I actually, as much as I hate to admit this, because Lisk is gonna like screenshot this, I will agree that Lisk is a huge part of the TES community.
Yes.
What do they? Wait, what do
All
you
right,
think?
So when Flan gets claused week 2, if he tries to join a plat team, they get 1 ban every game. Just want to confirm. Answer
No.
Doom 57.
No.
What?
No, that's not
Sorry,
how that
buddy.
works.
Sorry, buddy.
That's not how that works. How it would work is if Flan gets claused, he would be a free agent, and then yes, if they sub Flan in like within the 24-hour period, then yes, they would lose a ban. But roster locks don't happen until really late in the season, so they could add. We clause Flan. If Flan gets claused on Tuesday, he could get added on Thursday. You know what I mean? Be good to go by Sunday. So no, that's not how that works.
All right.
What do
So,
we think? Next
Of
question.
the new, what do you guys think of the new Gold Syndicate team?
What are y'all doing? That's all I got to
Yeah.
say. What are you fucking? What are y'all doing?
I gotta be real. I gotta be real. Like just real quick, right?
Okay.
Black Swan, why? Swan, why? Swan,
once
you were.
again, I don't understand. I think you guys are just losing. You lost so much practice time between teams. Like you're spending all this time practicing as different teams, and you mix the teams, and it's going to put you so far behind the curve. Do I think the team's better individually now? Maybe. You know, I think William was really good. I don't think William should have been moved personally. I'm not saying Tuggles is bad, but I really thought William had a lot of potential. And like they were working well. Syndicate was starting to work well together. Now you're moving people around. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty close in the Syndicate Discord, and I think I played against them a couple times. Played against the Syndicate team, like some previous version of it. I think William has a lot of potential, and especially being a 2-trick, like just being able to adapt to like a lot of different like some champions that he doesn't really play often against, like me, who's not gonna really give him an easy time in lane.
I could teach William I could teach William 3 more champions in a week.
Yeah,
Well,
like,
he
I
says that
think, like,
he's a one-trick now because Akali's dead.
Yeah,
But
I think
I will-
William has a lot.
But
I think William has a lot of
teams
potential.
were banning Katarina. Like teams weren't even banning as Akali. Like you all gave him as Akali. Like you were just banning as Katarina.
Yeah.
Doom asks, per rules posted in Discord, final
Yeah,
roster
not
due
understanding.
Saturday, and any
Because-
changes get 1 ban, and any
That
ESUBs
is
get
for
2.
this week. That is for this week. That is how it works every week. Your roster must be in by Saturday for class.
It's not a permanent thing.
Yeah, it's not like a permanent for the rest of the season thing. That is per week. I should have changed that to say per week. I do apologize.
Alright.
And we will take care of that, too, afterwards.
Eric Swan's not gonna fucking stop bugging me if I don't say anything. All right, so Swan, you were at like your worst case scenario was you were like the 4th best AD carry last season in gold. Why the fuck are you going top lane? Why the fuck are you
William.
trying to learn a different lane in literally like a week?
William, I gave you a collie, and I don't feel like you shit on me. By all
No,
means.
like
No, I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't feel like that's correct.
Like, really,
Dude,
like
dude, we
I
can't-
caught
Collie
some-
mechanics aren't bad.
we gave him a collie, I dumpstered him.
Yeah, like
Like
I caught some of that. Like I don't think.
you're
You're
not,
not
no,
gold
I- you're not gold team.
I am a gold team though. Like
No,
me,
I'm not.
Major,
I'm not.
Handle is not, but like Major, our admin team, that is a gold. That
Tiny-
they're actually we're
Tiny
actually in the
midget,
gold.
big brain.
1 and 2 tricks typically just don't perform well in competitive. Like that was my biggest struggle when I played on the Risen team, however many years ago that was with you all. I was a Zach 1 trick. Like I had a 70% win rate on Zach and solo queue over like 80 something games. Like I was really good at Zach, but that was it. And I got stuck on Trundle and like shit that's really easy to play. But like I was definitely a weak point in that team at the time because A, I only played Zach and Oriana mid, and B, like I just didn't have the, like they banned, like it was first ban, like first rotation, first ban every single Risen game we played. Zach was gone.
Yep.
Yeah,
but
it's-
I never played it once.
It's
It's
kind
just
of
a
hard
struggle.
when you're an Annie RE1 trick and they just ban 2 of them.
Yeah.
Every game.
I do have my own question for Twitch chat, since Twitch chat's here, and I'm going to ask this for you guys because I don't want people to feel like the flame was only set to Zerobi and Mr. Two Slap and Candle King here. The big question is, does Swan switch teams again this year?
No, I
I think Swan's legitimately either swapped rosters or moved like 3 times already.
so I think that Swan will eventually move back to AD carry, where he probably should have started out in the first place.
Yeah, I don't think Swan should ever move top in the first place.
Yeah.
I do understand Syndicate's point of view to want to keep their bot lane together, though, because they have been working so hard and they're not doing bad. So I do understand that. But I do wonder why Swan moved in the first place. Like, him leaving to go to Milk Monkeys was legitimately a huge waste of time.
So I will look at Doom's question since this is on the Swan matter, and since Swan is back with Syndicate, can we start the debate on who begged who to join? Did they beg Swan to join, or did Swan beg them to join?
Swan totally begged
Oh
Purpose.
my god, he
I
got on
put
his
money on
knees.
this.
He got on his knees.
Can we talk? Can we talk about the next thing that was said in chat?
What?
Kirby's behavior.
Can we talk about? Can we talk about when that happened?
Hey, if I put money on it, I'm putting money on Curbs.
Definitely not correct.
You know, as long as Major gives you Echo, you cannot lose against him. You've just proven it.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'll take the flame and laugh about it. Whatever. I
I'm
did
just
get
glad
dumpstered
that
by
you
Candle
guys
once or
do.
twice. I will deny that.
I'm just glad you guys take the flame, not me.
Oh, we're getting you when you
You're
start playing games.
iron.
You're next.
You're iron.
Shut up!
You're
There's
iron.
nothing to flame. It's already at the bottom of the barrel. You can't flame that.
In my
Like-
defense, I did FF it in-house, but I had Fost, who was like 0-14 on J support. In my defense.
In your defense.
Candle, I
So,
That's an oofda.
I'm just saying I can't flame Quirky because it's like punching a middle schooler. Like, what do I get?
yeah, exactly. You can't touch this.
It's like punting a small child. Like
It is.
I could.
You could do it, but then you feel really bad afterwards because you realize how sweet and innocent that child was, and
Let's
she's
not-
so
nope.
innocent.
Yeah, I remember the days of Corky asking what abilities do.
I was
Never
like,
forget that
okay,
shit. I
so-
remember Curbs and Mario trying to explain everything to me. Like, this is League of
I
Legends.
came for a while. I was like, what the frick am I doing? So I will admit, though, when you started talking to me about that other guy who was shoutcasting, is like, who's this Rhino guy? What does he do? I was like, that's probably how I should
Ooh,
shoutcast
Rhino.
because, or
What? Where's the Rhino guy?
what was it? Oh, it was the Oxen guy. You were like Ord in the top lane. It was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Oh.
Why is there a random
That was
Oxen?
during the Tyler 1 Championship Series. If you watch that, one of the casters doesn't play League of Legends. So, like, he was like, the Ox guy over there throwing the ram out.
Yeah,
It was the best thing I've ever seen.
that
Didn't he-
would be me.
I thought he got like a smash
Who's
cast.
Outcasting this Monday.
Kristen.
Ooh,
This is a
so
Kristen question.
I could if I'm
Um,
allowed to be free.
I think we gotta end the cast now. So I don't think we have time for this question right now because
What this means to say is Kristen does not have the stream schedule done yet. It will be done soon. Change Corky's
Uh,
league to the Rhino guy. Yes.
Let
oh
us know
god.
who's casting Plat League.
Oh,
So
we already know who's
Plat
casting
League
Plat League
is
this
going to
week.
be Curbs and Major. Those two are going to be casting your Plat League this
But
Sunday.
nobody's watching Plat League stream games to hear Major. Let's be honest.
No, they're really not. Let's be honest. But yeah.
I mean, no one's gonna watch Plat League because my boys at Syndicate are just gonna roll over Bakoni.
Here we go.
Ooh.
All right, so I think, do we have anything else today? Any more questions?
No, I don't have that yet. I have a
Me and
couple
Curbs have
people.
LP to lose.
Overreaction. Flan his claws out before he plays a game this play. Oh my god.
No comment. I can't comment on that because I'm staff. All right, what do you got, Curbs? You got a
God.
comment for that one?
Look at his face. All you need to do is look
I
at
don't know
his
how none of
face.
us will comment on that one. All right, next
Sure
question.
don't.
Flan is like if you have like a middle school softball team and you're running a team, right? And you bring in like
A senior in high school.
no, you bring like a
Randy
like,
Johnson.
like some
Do you
30-year-old
remember the
like
movie?
on steroids.
Do you
That's
remember
what
the
Flan-
movie Benchwarmers?
With the I am
When
12.
he shows his birth certificate and he's like, I am 12, and the guy's 35. That's Flan in Gold League, guys. I am gold.
Wow.
That was Noxian last year. I am silver 1. Leave me alone.
Dude,
I've got a piece of paper
every
ready to
time
spray on.
every time like Noxian would we would talk to Noxian and Noxian would just like hard shit on his later. He'd be like, I'm silver 1, guys, don't worry. I'm like, shut up. Stop talking to me right now. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, that's Noxian in a nutshell too. Like I am silver, boys. Let me stay here.
So let me stay.
I have 15 kills on Riven. I'm silver. It doesn't
Actually-
matter. I'm dumpstering my plat top laner.
Actually,
in
wait, that's a good point. I'm hard stuck silver 1. So I'm within the realms of being in Gold League. So let me be in Gold League. Yeah?
How
Can I
anyway
talk-
sitting like
Hey.
Noxian gets on a plant team.
How-
Oh Lord.
Can we get an update on Chad's rank?
No, let's not.
No,
Let's
no,
not
I'm
do
getting-
that.
Well, no, I'm getting a message from our studio back in LA saying that the fans are wanting to know Chad's rank.
Chad is silver 4 and silver 3 pro mode.
I'm just saying, imagine being lower than silver 1.
Where were
Lamau.
you at? Where was Chad at 2 weeks
I was
ago?
at silver 1, 77 LP. I'm at silver 3 pro mode now. I went from a
Hey, you went back.
68% win rate to a 52% win rate. It's been rough over here for you, boy.
So actually, I got PM'd by the Azir yesterday that I got that destroyed by, and he paid me $100 to throw that game, so I had to.
Yeah, I even do it with Candle. We still lose. Candle gets dumpstered.
I
in
get
lane.
dumpstered.
Like, I legitimately don't know what to
Imagine getting. What do you mean? You.
So wait. Hold on, wait.
wait.
I have a question.
Now.
Hold on. Just
Okay.
curious. What rank are you, Curbs?
Grandmaster 700 LP.
Okay, whatever. What are you, Candle? You're gold, aren't you? You're
he's
gold.
silver.
I'm silver 1 0 LP. I just got the
Okay.
silver one.
Alright. So, all 3 of you are silver?
Yeah,
I'm
we're all
about to be
silver now.
gold soon.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yes, Dragon, I was silver 1, 77 LP, 67% win rate, and just tanked from there.
See, the
Don't know
thing
what
is
to do.
what's great for your girl is there's nowhere to go but up, because I'm wood 3.
Hell yes, you're right. You can't get demoted.
I
Lose as many
can't.
games as you want, Corky.
I mean, I feel like I heard a rumor where if you just play like if you just lose a bunch in Iron 4, you actually go back down to unranked.
That would be...
You
I
can
could
try and
test
learn
that.
the game more.
I could test that. I'm pretty sure I could do that.
Let's go.
I will say this. I will
We're
only
really
get
tampering
ranked.
TES, and we're turning it into a Legends of Runeterra server. Sorry, guys.
I'm actually good at that game.
Actually, no.
I don't like it.
What we're doing is we're actually making this a Fortnite server now, and like now we run Fortnite tournaments.
So if anybody's trying to
Okay, rank 4 is not much different than rank 3, Lisk.
All right, so
It's
do we have
all
any,
still
any more
iron.
serious questions, or are we,
Yeah.
is this it for the night?
Because I'm cutting
We got some
off
90s
dead,
to crank.
I'm
Yeah,
dead
we
serious.
went way
Ending
over our
at
time.
1:30, or at we have roughly about 5 minutes is where I'm going to cap it because that's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So
I'm answering this right now. I'm not making any more Euro. Don't ask.
Eurobeat.
Don't ask.
Eurobeat.
Do
well,
not
I
ask.
asked for something and I regretted it, but I asked for something new, so I'm not
No,
going
I
to
can-
regret it.
All right, so this was episode 2. I hope everybody really had a good time. Corky's really excited to post the VOD on YouTube. FYI, so hyped about it. I hope people that do watch the VOD, you don't get mad about what we say. It's all opinionated. The talk show's in good fun. Most of us, me and Corky, are, having a couple drinks as we do it. We do
A
this for you
couple
guys.
drinks, by the way, is my entire bottle is empty.
So we're having a good time. So Candle, thanks for joining us today. Candle, if the people want more of you, where can they find you?
Oh, I was waiting for this. Oh my god.
Oh, he's so hyped.
I'm Candle on SoundCloud, on YouTube. I make all the music for Titan, and I make music for myself. I mostly do EDM stuff, but I do orchestral stuff from time to time. You can find me on Spotify. My new album Patience is out. Level 1 Patience.
Great album.
It's really fucking good.
Really good album.
All jokes aside, it's really good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Worst track on that album is the Eurobeat one. Don't listen.
Actually, I did actually listen to that because you flamed me. I was like, oh, I haven't listened to it, but I did listen to it.
No, I sent you like the sound files for all of the Titan stuff, and you're like, yeah, I'm just picking them. I haven't listened to them yet. I'm like hello?
No, you didn't.
But
say
why
that.
though?
They're really good.
I sent you like short versions of everything, but like most of the some of the Titan music is actually on my album, just like fuller versions of it. So if you want to find me, I'm Candle on Spotify, Candle on YouTube, Candle on
And
SoundCloud.
expect more Eurobeat coming soon on the SoundCloud.
Yeah. I also stream on Twitch at Candle King 10. I stream music production and League sometimes.
Which
so.
I actually did get fixed, so you can see all of our Twitches
Yeah.
just below
Like
us.
that.
So
If I
just
do the
down
point,
Yeah.
I feel like a cringy YouTuber now. Click the link
Yeah.
below.
Click the
here.
link
Well, it's not
below.
a link.
Click the link
It's
below.
not a link, so I didn't get that far. It's just your slash.
All right,
So-
Curbs. Where can the
This
boys
is my
find you?
thumbnail for my next YouTube video.
I gotta get the
I
screen cap that later.
Here's where you can find me. On Twitch.
Wow, that was something else. That was a new one for
can't do it
me.
now.
All right, Corky, where can they find you?
They can't find me. That's the issue. I
You can
am
find
so
Corky at
fucking
Iron
busy.
Force.
You can find Corky
Yes.
in Iron 4 somewhere when she plays once a month.
You know, tune in to he and the Salty Teemo where they just stream low little games.
I'm-
Find
Yeah.
I
Corky there.
bet all the time.
I am on Twitch. I am going to start doing more stuff. I do promise that if anybody even is interested in it, I am going to. I won't be just League since it's kind of cringy to watch, and I'm really just struggling to go through it. So I will actually, my next task actually after TES, because TES is almost done for me, and other than doing softball shit, I actually am going to try to see how I can get Twitch on my PS4 so I can play like Spyro and Crash Bandicoot, things I'm actually good at.
I would watch Crash Bandicoot.
I would totally watch Crash Bandicoot stream.
So,
Alright, well, I'm Major. You know who I am. You know where to find me. I'm the TES guy. I'm always here. Thanks again for saying. I'll be streaming after this, or Curbs. Well, one of us will be streaming after this. I don't know which one because I'm assuming we're going to lose LP together in a little bit. Thanks for
I might
tuning
play
in for
one game.
Thanks for tuning in for episode 2. We will see you next Saturday for episode 3. Have a great night, everyone.
Have a good night.